Have you ever considered that fall prevention is not solely a matter of caution, but rather about adopting the correct walking techniques? For many older adults, the fear of falling transforms into a silent encumbrance, influencing their mobility, daily planning, and overall sense of freedom when exiting their homes. However, what if I informed you that numerous falls are not mere accidents, and that there exist specific walking methods that significantly mitigate your risk? In this video, we will examine 5 surprising yet effective walking strategies that assist older adults in maintaining stability. These principles do not pertain to the acquisition of costly devices or the mastery of intricate exercises. Rather, they involve straightforward modifications, subtle alterations in posture, rhythm, and awareness that align with the body's inherent design for safe movement, even as one ages. Interestingly, many of these techniques are instinctual. Children employ them intuitively, athletes are conditioned to utilize them, and individuals who maintain vitality well into their 80s and beyond frequently reacquaint themselves with these methods, often unconsciously. Remain engaged until the conclusion, as protecting your mobility and independence does not necessitate a reduction in pace or relinquishing control. Rather, it involves adopting a more strategic approach to movement. Once you master these 5 techniques, your walking will be transformed for the better. Let's begin. First, maintain a downward gaze. Scanning the ground every few steps is one of the simplest yet most effective strategies for older adults to prevent falls. It is not about walking more slowly. It is about the frequency and direction of your gaze. Individuals who seldom experience falls have cultivated the subtle habit of allowing their eyes to gently, occasionally scan downward while walking, avoiding a continuous downward gaze that may disrupt your balance. Instead, employ brief, rhythmic glances to assist your brain in monitoring forthcoming changes. Your eyes serve as your primary defense, continuously relaying information about variations in surface, shadows, slopes, and minor obstacles. However, as we age, our vision tends to narrow, leading us to concentrate more on our destination rather than the ground beneath us. Unbeknownst to us, we may inadvertently fixate our gaze straight ahead. Rather than merely powering through the day, we should engage in a harmonious interaction with our environment. Continuously looking downward while walking induces neck stiffness and compromises posture. The solution lies in employing a predictive gaze strategy, a sophisticated term for a straightforward practice. This involves subtly lowering your gaze every 3 to 4 steps for a brief moment to assess the path ahead and make necessary adjustments, after which you can confidently redirect your eyes forward, assured of your footing. Individuals who instinctively embrace this rhythm are less prone to tripping, not due to excessive caution, but because of their heightened awareness. They recognize potential hazards beneath them prior to encountering them. They observe the irregularities of the sidewalk, the presence of a garden hose, or the edge of a rug before stepping on them. I recall a man named Raymond, aged 81, who regularly walked around his block. When inquired about his ability to navigate cracked pavement or tree roots without stumbling, he imparted a memorable insight. I let my eyes do half the walking. He did not shuffle or pause every few seconds. He merely cast a glance downward. Maintaining a forward gaze and a rhythmic scanning motion without fixation has sustained him for years. This practice extends beyond mere safety. Continuous reception and processing of environmental stimuli sharpens cognitive function and fosters engagement. Walking transforms into an interactive experience, promoting alertness in both body and mind. If you find yourself fixated straight ahead, or worse, disengaged while walking, consider altering your rhythm by incorporating brief, deliberate glances. Walk without fear, but with presence. Allow your vision to direct you as it did in your youth when you were more instinctively attuned to your surroundings. The reality is that balance encompasses more than just musculature or skeletal structure. It involves awareness. By permitting your eyes to guide you step by step, you equip yourself with a vital tool for maintaining stability on your journey. Secondly, a subtle forward inclination from the ankles is one of the most unexpected methods to enhance safety in walking, particularly as one ages, but this should not originate from the waist. Leaning, as discussed here, originates from the ankles and is so subtle that it often goes unnoticed unless specifically observed. This is significant because when one walks with an entirely upright and rigid posture, chin elevated, shoulders retracted, and torso stiff, one may perceive themselves as standing tall. However, this often results in the center of gravity shifting behind the stride, necessitating greater effort to maintain balance and heightening the risk of losing stability upon encountering an uneven surface, a slick surface, or an abrupt incline. However, when you permit your body to lean marginally forward from the ankles rather than the hips, it produces a significant effect. It aligns your center of gravity with your forward momentum, naturally engaging your core muscles, allowing your hips to move more freely, positioning your feet ahead rather than behind, and, most crucially, maintaining your motion without the sensation of combating gravity. This is the manner in which children walk, long-distance hikers progress, and dancers and martial artists sustain balance. Maintaining dynamism is crucial, particularly for older adults who rarely experience falls, as they often move instinctively. A straightforward method to assess this involves standing upright and envisioning a gentle breeze pushing you from behind. Allow yourself to lean into it, not by engaging your chest or shoulders, but by pivoting from your ankles. This alignment preserves your body's integrity while subtly shifting your weight forward. This posture fosters balance and facilitates fluid movement. When your stride originates from this position, each step becomes more intentional. Cease striking your heels against the ground. Instead, initiate a rolling motion through your feet. Allow your arms to adopt a natural swing, resulting in steps that are lighter, smoother, and more efficient, enhancing not only safety but also comfort. I once encountered a woman named Denise, age 79, who walked a mile daily without discomfort or trepidation. Her secret was not strength training or specialized footwear. Rather, it was this technique she acquired in a balance class years prior. Once it became instinctive, she remarked that walking transformed from a laborious task into a fluid experience, which is precisely the effect this method achieves. Eliminates tension, introduces rhythm, and enables your body to function as intended, without bracing, freezing, or hesitating, but rather moving. By leaning forward from the ankles, you grant your nervous system the confidence to rely on the ground once more, thereby diminishing the micro-hesitations that result in stumbles, trips, and missteps. Thus, if you have been maintaining an upright posture yet feeling somewhat unsteady, or if you have been conditioned to believe that a rigid stance is invariably the safest, it may be prudent to reconsider. A slight forward lean of merely a few degrees is not a sign of weakness. It is an indication of wisdom. Your body recalls how to move with momentum rather than against it. If you are still viewing this video and find these insights beneficial, please comment number 2 below to indicate your presence. If you have not yet subscribed, I recommend doing so and activating the notification bell to avoid missing any videos. Your support enables us to continue producing quality content to inform and inspire you. Now, let us proceed to number 3, coordinated arm swing with relaxed shoulders. When most individuals consider fall prevention, they concentrate on the manner in which individuals position their feet, the cadence of their steps, and their pace, whether brisk or leisurely, are all significant factors in ambulation. However, a notably subtle yet effective mechanism for ensuring stable and safe walking resides in the upper extremities, particularly in the swinging motion of the arms and the degree of relaxation in the shoulders, which facilitates this natural movement. Many older adults tend to diminish arms swinging as they age, often due to shoulder stiffness, the burden of carrying a bag or cane, or the development of a habitual restraint over time, resulting in tense shoulders and clenched muscles. Clenching fists or clasping hands behind the back may seem secure. However, it restricts the body's inherent capacity for balance during movement. Many individuals fail to recognize that the arms function as counterweights, swinging in opposition to the legs. As the left arm advances, the right leg steps forward and vice versa. This motion is not merely ornamental. It is integral to the body's stability through momentum. The arm swing stabilizes the torso, maintains symmetrical gait, and diminishes the twisting that could disrupt spinal alignment. Hips become misaligned when arms are permitted to swing freely, with elbows slightly bent, hands relaxed, and shoulders lowered. This posture communicates to your nervous system, "I am in rhythm." Such rhythm transmits signals throughout your entire posture, extending to your feet, maintaining synchronization between the upper and lower body, enhancing timing, and aiding your brain in accurately mapping each step with greater ease. Research supports this. Older adults who cease using their arms while walking often develop a more rigid, narrow gait, resulting in shorter steps. Reduced trunk rotation correlates with an elevated risk of imbalance. However, individuals who preserve or reinstate a natural arm swing typically exhibit greater confidence, stability, and diminished fatigue. I knew a man named Carl, aged 82, who would shuffle slowly through the hallway of his apartment complex. When inquired about his arm movement, he chuckled and remarked, "I haven't done that since disco." After collaborating with a physical therapist who facilitated the restoration of his gentle, rhythmic arm movement, his ambulation improved significantly. It became more fluid, and he ceased relying on walls for support. His daughter remarked, "Dad, you appear taller now." This transformation was not magical. It was a result of muscle memory. His body merely required the freedom to move as it once did. Therefore, if you have been walking with rigid arms or have ceased using them altogether, consider allowing them to move freely. Let your hands rest in an open position, soften your shoulders, and permit each arm to swing naturally with each step. There is no need to exaggerate it. Allow it to flow, for the reality is that walking encompasses more than merely the lower body. It is a holistic activity. When the arms synchronize with the rhythm, the entire physique achieves enhanced balance, coordination, and a significantly reduced likelihood of an unforeseen fall. Number 4. Momentarily pausing prior to altering direction. A subtle habit observed in many older individuals who rarely experience falls is this brief pause before turning. Not a pronounced halt, nor a hesitation stemming from trepidation, but rather a slight intermission. A contemplative moment occurs when the feet decelerate, the body aligns, and the brain readjusts. This brief pause, however fleeting, can significantly impact the distinction between maintaining balance and experiencing a fall. As we age, our capacity to redirect momentum diminishes. The brain's reaction time slightly decreases, joint rotation becomes less fluid, and the inner ear, responsible for balance and spatial orientation, may not transmit signals as promptly as it once did. What was once an automatic action, turning, transforms into one of the most challenging tasks. Older adults can engage in perilous movements, particularly if executed hastily or without consideration. However, the positive aspect is that the body possesses an inherent capacity to adapt. Individuals who age gracefully frequently cultivate what researchers term anticipatory postural adjustments, which is a sophisticated way of indicating that they afford themselves a moment to prepare. They decelerate marginally prior to pivoting, ensure both feet are grounded before twisting, and move as if they're dancing with the floor rather than hastily attempting to evade it. I once conversed with an 85-year-old retired teacher named Linda, who stated that she had not experienced a fall since. In her early 70s, she shared her secret: "I always pause before I turn. That is my rule." It applies in the hallway, kitchen, or grocery aisle, regardless of the setting. Feet first, then body. She conveyed this not as something extraordinary, but as mere common sense, and perhaps it is. Consider this. Most falls do not occur while walking in a straight line. They transpire during directional changes, reaching, or swiftly responding to someone, as well as when navigating confined spaces. These are the instances when the brain and body must synchronize numerous minute adjustments simultaneously, and even a slight miscalculation can lead to a fall. When off balance, the floor can appear unexpectedly. However, by pausing, allowing your vision to guide you, centering your body, and then turning, you provide your nervous system the opportunity to synchronize. This transition shifts your actions from reactive to intentional, enabling you to move with authority rather than as if pursued. Notably, incorporating this pause does not impede your speed. Rather, it enhances your confidence, infusing your movements with grace, transforming walking into a more grounded and elegant activity, significantly reducing the likelihood of stumbling. A bruise. Thus, if you have ever experienced dizziness while rotating or have instinctively made rapid pivots, consider this alternative. Pause, stabilize your feet, allow your head to turn first, followed by your shoulders, and then your hips. Grant your body the necessary time to realign before redirecting. Although it may appear trivial, in the realm of longevity and fall prevention, minor adjustments can wield significant influence, as a mere second of pause today could translate into numerous additional years of independent ambulation tomorrow. If you're still viewing this video and discovering these valuable insights, please comment number 4 below to indicate your presence. If you have not yet subscribed, I recommend doing so and activating the notification bell to avoid missing any videos. Your support enables us to continue producing quality content that informs and inspires you. Now, let us proceed to number 5, wearing slightly heavier tactile shoes. Most individuals consider shoes primarily in terms of comfort, cushioning, support, and slip resistance, factors that are indeed significant. However, many fail to recognize, particularly as they age, that the tactile experience of footwear is equally important. The choice of footwear is as crucial as its fit, and an unexpected method to mitigate falls is selecting shoes that provide sensory feedback, specifically those that are marginally heavier and enable tactile awareness of the ground while walking. This is significant because, with aging, the nerves in our feet may diminish in sensitivity, leading to an inability to detect minor variations in surface texture, slight inclines, or small obstacles. Consequently, the foot may fail to fully perceive what it encounters until it is too late, resulting in a delay in the brain receiving essential sensory information. Maintaining balance becomes significantly more challenging. However, footwear that offers tactile feedback, providing sensory information about the ground with each step, can aid in re-establishing that essential connection. These shoes need not be cumbersome or rigid. In fact, excessively soft or ultra-lightweight options can exacerbate the issue, as they tend to diminish the foot's sensitivity to the surface below. When we refer to slightly heavier footwear, we do not imply cumbersome boots or excessively weighty shoes, but rather a modest increase in weight. Weight provides your body with a sense of stability and sufficient structure, allowing you to feel your heel impact the ground. Your toes propel you forward, and your gait remain engaged throughout. I encountered a retired nurse named Margaret, aged 83, who extolled the virtues of her old leather walking shoes. They were neither ostentatious nor particularly costly, yet she asserted that they enabled her to walk with purpose. Each step offered feedback, allowing her to sense the sidewalk through the sole, sufficient to maintain alertness without causing discomfort. This tactile awareness has additional benefits. The advantage lies in heightened awareness of your gait, fostering alignment with your stride. This awareness diminishes the likelihood of dragging your feet or tripping over obstacles, while promoting intentional lifting, landing, and rolling through each step. Footwear that is excessively soft, loose, or silent may predispose one to a shuffling gait, which over time elevates the risk of falls, particularly indoors where throw rugs, uneven floorboards, or minor steps can become concealed dangers. Conversely, shoes that securely embrace the foot, stabilize the heel, and offer sensory feedback enhance stability. They promote active, engaged movement rather than passive, disengaged behavior. If you have been wearing slippers throughout the day, or if your preferred sneakers feel insubstantial, it may be prudent to reassess your footwear. Consider walking in shoes that provide more structure. Notice the difference in your gait and observe how your feet communicate effectively with your brain when they receive clear signals. Remaining upright involves not only muscular strength and balance, but also heightened awareness. The appropriate footwear not only safeguards you from the ground, but also enhances your overall experience. Re-establishing your connection to it may be one of the most underestimated strategies for progressing safely, confidently, and independently, step by step, year after year. As we conclude this video, take a moment to contemplate the 5 unforeseen methods you have just encountered. They were not complex, nor did they necessitate specialized equipment, costly therapy, or significant lifestyle changes. What they demanded was awareness of your walking patterns, turning techniques, weight distribution, and how your body responds to your movements. The environment and the smallest alterations can precipitate significant changes in stability. Many individuals perceive falling as a random occurrence or an accident. However, the truth is that falling frequently begins well before the moment one contacts the ground. It originates in the habits we cultivate, the footwear we select, our movement patterns within our homes, and the degree of attention or inattention we apply to each step. I hope you understand that there is no need to fear walking or to eschew movement for the sake of safety. In fact, the more deliberately you engage in movement, progressing incrementally, scan by scan, swing by swing, enhances your body's innate ability to maintain balance, stability, and perseverance. Which of these 5 concepts resonated with you the most? Was it the notion of allowing your arms to swing freely, establishing a firm footing prior to pivoting, or sensing the ground beneath you through improved footwear? Perhaps you have unconsciously implemented 1 or 2 of these strategies, unaware of their positive impact. Share your experiences in the comments. Your insights may prove invaluable to others. We appreciate your presence today. We invite you to share your insights by leaving a comment below, detailing one takeaway from today and its intended application in your life. Your opinions are valuable to us, so please feel free to express them. Reading your feedback provides us with significant motivation and encouragement. If you found this video beneficial, kindly like, subscribe, and share. Your support enables us to continue producing quality content that informs and inspires. Thank you for watching, and we anticipate your presence in the next video.